the tech savvy people that are out there now, and it's just you can get music out there a lot easier now as before. Does radio still matter? Does it still, if you get a single out on radio, does it still have that same effect?
Radio is definitely changing, but it has a massive effect on people because it's free and it's something that everybody still has in their car, something that everybody listens to on the job.
Sure.
So I mean, the radio is still a very important part of music, but it's definitely changing very quickly, just like buying the album at the store is changing very quickly as opposed to downloading it. I think the future of music is all internet.
Yeah.
You're seeing television shows for major networks now just being on the internet.
Yeah.
You're seeing some of the most listened to radio shows and video shows just being on the internet. And I've been doing a lot of these now is because we're a new major label band willing to still treat it like an independent scene. They say, well, here's a show, it has this viewership, it's on the net. And some bands say, well, we want to wait for the Letterman show, or we want to wait for this show. And we just say, we'll do them all. And I think we're finding the most love and the most new fans from doing things internet-based.
Really?
Because those people seem like they're figuring out that the best way to find new music is through the internet.
Wow.
And that's the best way to find independent bands that just aren't maybe served to them on a platter.
Yeah.
Or just they could find anywhere and find on the radio and find on every television show and find in every magazine.
Sure.
The way to find something really cool and new is to hit the internet and discover it for yourself.
MySpace or
yeah.
That's kind of getting out. If you had any advice for independent artists just starting out, what would you say to them? What would be the one thing that maybe they should focus on?
I think for independent artists, it's all about the song. It's all about writing great songs. And, you know, don't try to build an image and then throw some music together and see what happens. It's like, start it with just some great songs. Spend your time. Spend the first few months just writing great music before you develop that plan. Like, okay, we're going to have confetti cannons. We're going to have like a huge light source, you know, spanning the whole city to let people know that we're playing at the Metro. You know, it's not about that yet. It's like, first things first, get a great EP together.
Yeah.
Get 4 great songs that you can give out at every single show. I look at Disturbed and when they started and what they did. Put together a great EP and they gave it to everybody. They didn't charge. They just said, we're going to get our music out there.
Sure.
Get your MySpace page together. Get in touch with anything independent that's willing to take a chance on new music once you got that really killer EP. Because that's what's going to go home with people.
Yeah.
And that's what people are going to pass around. So put the great songs together. Next step, you know, then start working on where you're going to play and you know, so.
Image.
Yeah, you know, those were definitely all secondary to just great songs.
So what do you think that they should definitely stay away from?
I think you know, as an independent band, what I've learned to stay away from is I want to get away from common things, because common things are, don't get attracted to the current scene because it quickly will change.
Yeah.
I would say don't listen to anybody that is a naysayer. You know, you really, you know, don't fluctuate or the sound of your music based on what other people are going to think of it, because you're not going to develop that original style. You know, for good or for bad, we got a lot of criticism and we never listened. I don't know if it was good or bad that we never listened, but for some reason, eventually, by maintaining that vision, it has happened for us, and we got our shot to do what we think is cool music.
Yeah.
But say, don't break up the band. That's why bands don't make it, is because they break up. Once you find the formula that works, it's all about holding it together, because people fall in love with those 4 or 5 musicians.
Yeah.
And I'd say that everybody needs to have a chick in their band. If I had it my way, and I wish I could have that too, is I think everybody should have a really talented woman in their band, because all bands, 99% are just all dudes. Yeah. And there's just something so interesting about having a female presence in the band that I think translates so worldly to people.
Really?
So if you have a hot female drummer, not hot in the sense of beauty, just like an amazing female drummer.
Yeah.
I think people are just blown away by it and just captured so much more by the band. So if you're starting an independent band, why not throw some female presence in it instead of touring with 5, 6 dudes all the time?
You think it's just like the sexual thing, or you think there's just something about a woman that just does it for people?
I think it just opens up a whole different part of the writing process.
Wow.
You know, if you got a woman in the group, then there's just that much more dynamic. Just like, you know, you have this dynamic with these guys in your group, there's going to be such a different dynamic because there's a female presence.
Yeah.
And I think it's lacking in a lot of music. Is why is it always all dudes?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why are 99% of bands just all dudes? Why you know, there's 50% females and males on this earth. I think bands should be a little more evenly displaced.
So you guys audition some girls maybe for guitar, maybe not.
Yeah,
guitar.
we're thinking about it because we are getting, since we're touring so much and the places get bigger and bigger, we want to sound bigger.
Yeah.
So we're either gonna, you know, we'll probably add a rhythm guitarist, and
nice.
you know, I'm definitely the one pushing for let's get a female.
Hey, I'm all for females. It's all a great thing. Real quick on the business side of things, what's the toughest thing for you separating the creative from the business? Is it? I respect bands tremendously because they, you know, a lot of them hook up their own tours. Even if they have a manager, they go out and all these things are involved between making the EP or CD and then even going out on tour. What's the most difficult thing to try to separate those two?
It is extremely hard, and going from running an independent label and now being on a major label,
sure,
I have trouble giving up all that control.
Hurts.
It's brutal because when you give up the business end, for me, it's giving up half the control of like who you want to tour with or what direction you want to take.
Sure.
The business side matters a lot to that. You know, if you could. So a lot of people are interested in making more money as opposed to what you see as the right vision, the right path to take for the band, and that's the business end, and that's tough.
Yeah.
I never question giving up any artistic side to it.
Sure.
Like I get to pick all the songs that are on my records, and that's the one thing I negotiated for in my record contract is to have control of the creative side of the band.
That's great.
And it sucks to have to give up any portion of it, but in order to move on creatively and do bigger things, you have to trust people and pass off that business end.
Yeah.
And if you get too caught up in the business end, then the artistic side suffers. And that's independently. That's the line you have to draw, is you have to be doing enough business, but if it gets to be that business is 90% of your band, and even if you're making a lot of money, then you know the creative side is really suffering, and you're not going to get anywhere. So eventually it's about handing off that business side to somebody you trust and just performing every night, or just writing tunes.
Cool. Now, if we were to have an iPod right here, what's in Marty Casey's iPod? What do you listen to?
You know what I've been listening to now is, since I've been doing so much songwriting with kind of some bigger players in LA and New York and these guys that I appreciate, I've been listening to a lot of what they do in the albums that they've done and the bands that they've been in to get an understanding of what they're going to do for me. One great piece of advice that I give independent bands, when choosing a producer, listen to their catalog of things that they've recorded, and if that producer was in a band, listen to that band. Because for some reason, when we were younger, we'd listen to these producers and think we were going to get something that they've never done before.
Yeah.
And what you're going to get with a producer is exactly what they've done before.
Sure.
Maybe a little growth in there, but you're going to get exactly the thing. And I think where we've faltered is finding the right producer, is listen to their catalog of music that they produced. Don't ever go in without hearing what they've done.
Sure.
They say, you know, we've worked with this band and this band and this band. Even if you like some of those bands, listen to all the stuff they've done.
Yeah.
And find out exactly what they've done as producer. Because you spend so much money independently. You spend $5, $10, $15, $20,000 making your own record. It's so important that you get the product that you want out of it. That is, I think, the biggest thing for an independent band is finding a producer if you want one.
Yeah.
You could be self-produced as well. Find the producer and know exactly what they're going to deliver when that EP is done.
Well, that's great advice. And if there's anybody out there right now that's kind of under the radar, is there anybody out there you like, what, in Chicago or New York, LA, doesn't matter? Any band out there that maybe people should watch out for?
You know, I couldn't even tell you.
No.
I've been so immersed in just kind of my own career in writing this next record that I haven't delved into any new bands. But you know, and I'll find that is for all these bands that open up for us on the road, we have different bands kind of in different cities that it kind of bands from their regions. But I would say a band you should check out is a band called Plunge.
Plunge. And
the singer's name is Mike Rocco.
Good people.
Good name.
Good people.
And because I'm helping write his record.
Oh, wow.
And I really believe in him. And
cool.
it's me and this guy, Marty Fredrickson.
Nice.
And he just got his big major label deal. He's a really young dude, 21 years old. And we're just helping him kind of develop his ideas. He comes in with strong ideas, so definitely check out Plunge, and I know you can find him on MySpace.
Awesome. So you got the Plunge there. And if we were just trapped, if you picture this, on a desert island, it was just you, what Love Hammer song would you have to take with you, and what bottle of booze?
Definitely have to take any form of vodka.
Any
would be
form?
All right.
Wouldn't matter?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm not greedy.
Not greedy, doesn't matter.
But just like we get in every city, in every dressing room that we step in, we get our one bottle of vodka. You know, that's always on the rider, along with socks and underwear.
Nice.
Which was Dave Navarro took me aside on Thursday. We played with him at the Roxy, his new band Panic Channel, which is a great band to check out.
Yes.
And he said, Marty, when you go on tour, you need to learn from the best. I learned from the Chili Peppers touring with them. You need to get fresh socks and fresh underwear. There's no way you're going to get to do laundry enough to have fresh socks, fresh underwear. But on that desert island, I'd have my fresh socks and underwear. I'd have my bottle of vodka, and I would have, I think, the song Clouds.
Clouds.
The last song on our record.
Nice.
Because it's either a transition to somebody, there's a lot of hope in the song of somebody coming along and finding us.
Sure.
Or if there's not, then it's a great song to drift away to. So.
Well, there you go. And just remember that underwear. And finally, the Love Hammers at the end of 2006. Is there any goal for you guys? Where do you guys see yourself by the end of the year?
Well, we've hoped to have established ourselves in North America because we're hitting it again in North America, which will take us through the end of the year. But I think our goal for the end of 2006 is to have the tour schedule confirmed to be doing New Zealand, Australia, Asia, and then Europe.
Awesome.
So that's the goal for 2007. So as to have done so well in North America that we're ready to venture out and hit the rest of the globe. That's the goal.
Well, awesome. And Marty K, and your tour starts Wednesday?
Tour starts actually Thursday.
Oh, Thursday.
And we leave Wednesday. It starts Thursday. We start in St. Louis, and you could check out all the dates. Lovehammers.com, martycasey.org.
And there you have it, guys. You see, it does not get better than this. Marty, thank you very much for sitting down with us.
Thanks, Rocco.
Pleasure. And we'll be back right after this. Stay tuned to The Binge.
The Binge!